Hey everyone, Katie here from the Minnesota Winters. And after a really busy January, we have had a pretty slow February, but we're excited to share some highlights with you. The first being the homeschool teen group fair that they put on, that the kids worked at to prepare for their upcoming retreat. Levi was giving jousting rides, Elsie was beading hair and making bracelets with her friends in the craft corner, and Brandon and I helped serve food and do the bake sale. And then we didn't even rent a car the following week. We just decided to lay low and get back to our routines. I started working at the school again. The kids were doing their homeschooling, and Brandon started working on his research, which he's doing this semester. And then we had a pretty fun weekend where we had some of Levi's friends over for the night, and then we were able to tune into the Super Bowl from our house. And then the next week we rented a car again and got back to some of our other routines, like going to the foundation, where we haven't been able to volunteer nearly as much as we wanted to, so it was really special to get back with the kids. And then we splurged and did a couple other fun things, like take the kids out to a restaurant that they hadn't been to, and Brandon and Levi went and saw a movie, and Brandon bought a little grill at the market so we can grill at home. And then for Valentine's Day, Brandon made chocolate covered strawberries for everyone. We checked in with Cameron and Audrey, and then Brandon and I went on a date after we dropped the kids at teen night. So we're already to the middle of the month, and Elsie was able to go do a really fun sleepover with her best friend Kaya, who had a birthday this month. And then we all got invited to celebrate at a house the family rented that has a pool, and that was a really fun outing. And that next week we checked in with Cameron again, and then Brandon and his friend Sterling had a guys' night out in the rain. Levi has been hitting the basketball court at the park near our house quite often, and then he and Elsie are actually doing a class together this semester, which I kind of enjoy. And the last thing is that the kids got invited for their visa appointments, and while we haven't received them, we have signed all the paperwork. And then a pretty exciting time this month was when my sister Erin and my sister-in-law Amy came for a visit. They are coming all the way from Olympia area, and they brought with them gifts. Like Elsie received a letter from her friend Aniston, which was fun, and we took them on the road pretty much right away the first morning. We stopped, of course, for some fun snacks, but then we went to Antisana Volcano, and right near there is a reserve, and it was a rainy day for a hike, but we got to see the lagoon in Antisana. I did slip and fall and likely sprained my knee, but that didn't stop us. We then went off and did some birding and saw some condors. And then we went to the Papiacta Hot Springs, which is one of our favorite destinations. It's a beautiful area in the cloud forest where you can enjoy some natural springs. And then on our drive the next day, we did a lot of stopping and purchasing fun fruits and things from street vendors. And then, of course, stopped for some pictures at the equator before heading to the Otavalo market and staying the night in the town of Otavalo. And then on the last day, we brought them back to Quito and took them up the Pichincha volcano, up the Teleférico, which was totally clouded in. So we got some pictures swinging in the clouds. And then took them down back into Quito, the parts that we travel most frequently, like the El Hito Market and Centro Histórico, for some of our favorite sites before taking them home to rest for the evening and then sending them off on their journey to the Galapagos Islands. And this week we've been enjoying getting some updates from them about their time while also having kind of another slow week. Brandon spoiled us with a fancy meal. And then we've been having some game nights and some time at home. It's been raining a lot here in Quito and a little bit cooler. And we also had our first official volunteer session after doing orientation recently at For His Children, which is an orphanage here in Quito run by a friend of ours. And while we can't share pictures of our time there, I will say that it's such a blessing to us to be able to serve them. And to finish out the month, we had a kind of a fun night when the kids were at teen night, checking out a brewery, touring with our friend Rusty. And then we picked up the kids and Aaron and Amy at the airport and had dinner together and heard some stories about their trip to the Galapagos before sending them off. So thanks for tuning in. It's a great month here in Ecuador.